Hi, this is JJ again, and now we're going to talk about breaststroke. Now, breaststroke is the slowest of all the strokes because it's the hardest stroke to keep in good body position at all times. Breaststroke, by its very nature, is going to pull you out of position a lot of times, and so it's the people that can handle that and still propel themselves forward that's going to make the difference. Now, if you remember correctly, we talked about commonalities in all strokes. We talked about body position, keeping yourself nice, flat, just like a boat on top of the water. When you keep yourself flat, you minimize resistance. Then the next thing we talked about is what we did with our arms and our legs. That was so we could maximize propulsion. And then the timing between the arms and legs and breathing and how that all works together. Now, breaststroke also is one of the most varied and has the most number of ways to be successful as a breaststroker. Whereas the other strokes are pretty simple about how to teach them, breaststrokers of all types have been pretty successful. But again, the key is how to minimize resistance while maximizing propulsion for you. So, having said that, number one thing is body position again. How straight you can keep your body line from your toe to your fingertips. So, at the end of every stroke, the quicker you can get into a streamlined pencil position, the less resistance you'll have, the farther you'll go on every stroke. So again, good body position means good streamlined position. How long you hold in that streamlined position depends on whether it's a 50 or a 25 or a 100 or a 200, but getting to that position is important. Now, the body position, there's a lot of things in breaststroke that can increase resistance. So you have to be careful when you do breaststroke kick. You don't want to bring your knees down too far because just like an anchor in a boat, if you drop your knees to do your breaststroke kick, you're going to increase resistance. So you have to find a happy medium between lifting your heels and dropping your knees where you can minimize resistance as much as possible. Also in the breaststroke, you want to make sure that you stay narrow side to side, just like narrow top to bottom. So side to side, you want to make sure that the first move with your breaststroke kick is to drop your heels like this, instead of bringing your knees out first. Like I like to tell people, if you're going knees out, then heels up, and then around, that's three different steps. If you're just going heels, kick, that's 2 steps. You just eliminated 1/3 of your motion so you can go faster already. So, trying to keep your kick within your body line and efficient body position is important. Kick in breaststroke is a higher percentage of your speed than any other stroke. Anywhere between 40 and 60%, maybe more for some people. So it's really important that you get a good kick, but you have to minimize resistance in achieving that kick. Now the arm strokes, just like in butterfly, you start with your hands, this time closer together, as close as you can. You like to have your hands in a V position with your arms fully extended out in front. Eyes down as much as possible. Okay, some people are successful with their head up. Most people, especially kids, age groupers, are successful with their head down, neck up. So you start off with full extended, palm facing out. Again, like in butterfly, since they're both short axis strokes, press out as wide as you can. The stronger and bigger you are, the further you can go out. Some breaststrokers can go out almost to 180 degrees. Maybe most should be a little less, 150 degrees, out to like a Y position. Then, from that out sweep, you start the in sweep. I think this is one of the more crucial places. This corner, holding your water through this corner, is very, very important. Then as you in sweep, you're getting ready to go through the next corner while you're closing your elbow down and accelerating your pull pattern all the way to the front. So, out sweep as wide as you can, keeping your contact with the water. In sweep, hold the water, accelerate through all the way out in front again. Most breaststrokers do not get full extension forward in their breaststroke. Think about it. If you can just extend 1 more inch, If you're taking 12 pulls per length, that's a whole foot. So, and then on 2 lengths, that's 2 feet. So you can improve your time just by stretching a little bit more each time automatically. Now, putting the arms and the kick together, what makes the stroke. So the goal is to accelerate your hands through the pull pattern. You want to make sure that when you out sweep, hold the water, in sweep, accelerate your hands forward. Don't let your stuff, a lot of swimmers hesitate right here. Their hands get stuck. Either they go back too far and their hands get stuck here, or they pop here and get stuck here. But a good breaststroker doesn't hesitate, in fact accelerates all the way to the front. The faster you can accelerate to the front means your front part of your body is in great position so that your kick can squeeze yourself farther forward. So if you can get to this position sooner, then your kick can do its job better against less resistance. So pull pattern, out sweep, in sweep, accelerate through, shoot your hands forward, and then once those are shooting forward, then you squeeze your kick as hard as you can. Depending again on what the distance is, you'll have a faster or slower tempo, longer or slower or shorter glide. Another thing in the breaststroke that's really important, I feel, is that you have to make sure that you're going forward with your stroke. That's one of the more harder things. I think if you can get your shoulders forward, your head down, and make sure that you're pulling yourself forward instead of upward, you're going to be a more successful breaststroker. So the goal is to try to see how well you can go forward. Now, a good way to do that is to count your strokes. Every length of the pool, if you were to count your strokes and try to make it more efficient, using the appropriate number of kicks, not by just kicking your way down, but challenge yourself in practice. Can you do an IM in, say, 8 or less strokes for butterfly, 16 or less strokes for backstroke, 8 or less strokes for breaststroke, and 16 or fewer strokes for freestyle? Okay, so that's 48 strokes. Count the number of strokes in 100 IM. See if you can improve on that. See where you can improve. See where you have more strokes. See where you have fewer strokes. See where you're efficiently pulling yourself through the water. See where you're having a hard time at that. But counting strokes is a real good way of measuring your efficiency in each stroke. IM training is the most important thing if you can do. You want to be able to be good in all 4 strokes because that's going to give you a solid foundation for future. Again, think of it in terms of body position for your strokes, and then what you can do to propel yourself through the water with good arms and good kick, and then if you have to breathe in that stroke, how you can fit the breathing in with the minimum of disturbance to your body position and a minimum of disturbance to your propulsion. Thank you for your time and good luck to you in your season.